Hello friends, today we are going to learn about fractions. So let's start our topic. We ask ourselves what are fractions. We start with this number line. We have already seen this number line. We have used it many times, practiced it. See, it starts from 0, and if we keep adding one number each time we get the next number, and it keeps going on and on. 0 add 1, 1, 1 add 2, then add 1 add 1 2, and 2 add 1 3, and so on. So the number keep increasing when we move to the right, and when we move from right to left we take away one number each time, and we keep getting the lower number. So this is number line. Now the question today is that what is between 0 and 1. That's what we are going to learn today. If you look at the number line again now, you see this gap between 0 and 1. This gap represents 1 number. When we move from 0 to this point, this is 1 number. But the question is, are there any numbers in this gap as well? What is in this gap between 0 and 1 and between 1 and 2? At the moment we know this is 1 number, 1 unit. Each gap is 1 unit from here to here. But are there any numbers in between there as well? And the answer is yes. There are so many numbers between 0 and 1, and those numbers are called fractions. So the definition is numbers between 0 and 1 are called fractions. So we see how they look like, how we record them. Now see this number line again. First we try to learn from number line. What I have done is I have divided this gap between 0 and 1 into two parts. I have broken this line, broken actually number 1 into two pieces. So I have put this dot in the middle. Now we see when we move from 0 to the middle of this gap, we say this is half of number 1, and we write this half as 1 divided by 2, and this is not a full number, this is part of this number 1, and this is half, one part, one half. We write it 1 divided by 2. So up to the middle of this gap it is 1 divided by 2, and from there to the next point when we reach, we make the full number. We say this is this completes the two halves, and that two halves make 1. So what happened is I have broken this gap, broken this line between 0 and 1 into 2, and we got this one fraction in the middle. So if I divide this gap between 0 and 1 into 3 pieces, if we divide number 1 into 3 pieces, what we get? We get 3 fractions, and we say this up to this first point it is 1 out of 3, 1 divided by 3, up to the second one 2 divided by 3, and up to the third one it is 3 divided by 3, which is equal to number 1. That makes full 1. So these 3 pieces make full 1, and individually they 3 are 3 fractions, 3 parts. So if we keep breaking this number 1 into pieces, we keep getting more and more smaller pieces, more and more fractions. Now in this case, that gap between 0 and 1 is broken, is divided into 4 pieces. Number 1 is broken into 4 pieces, and each piece is 1 out of 4, and we count them on number line from 0 to first piece 1 out of 4, from there to the next one 2 out of 4, to the third 3 out of 4, and then 4 out of 4 makes full number 1. So you can see there are numbers between 0 and 1, And how many numbers are there? Infinite. We don't know how many. It depends how many times you break this line, how many pieces you make of this cap, that many numbers you get, that many fractions you get. But they are all small. They're getting smaller and smaller. And all together they make 1. When we add these all these pieces, they make 1. 1 could be anything. 1 could be a pound, 1 could be a dollar, 1 could be a pizza, 1 could be a cake, a piece of fruit, banana, anything. So when we break 1, we get fractions. Okay, let's take another example. Here, if you look at this one is a one circle. If I divide it, if I draw a line from the middle, now this circle is broken. It is divided into two pieces. So these two pieces are called two halves. First piece is 1 divided by 2, 1 out of 2. Second is 1 out of 2. And all together, those two pieces make one circle. Okay, so that one circle is broken into two fractions, and each fraction is 1 divided by 2. If we make more pieces, let's see. If I draw another line, now you can see if this one circle, one piece is broken into four pieces now, and each piece is individually separately called 1 divided by 4. Look, each piece is 1 out of 4 pieces. Yeah, 1 divided by 4. So we got 4 fractions. Each one 1 divided by 4. So they are 4 parts of 1. There are 4 parts of this one circle in this example. When we add them up, they make 1. The answer will be 1. We will learn addition of fractions later on. But you can see from the figure, they are pieces of this one circle. Separately, 1 out of 4, 1 out of 4, or when we divide something into 4, we say they are 4 quarters. Fourth part is called quarter as well. Okay, let's take another example. If you look at this rectangle, big one, I have divided into pieces, into parts. The small boxes inside this big rectangle. Can you see how many there are? Yes, there are 6 pieces. So one rectangle is broken, it's divided into 6 pieces. So if we color one piece of all these 6, if we shade one of this, how would you describe this one small part of this big rectangle? This one small part is a fraction, part of this one triangle. So we say fraction of the rectangle shaded is equal to 1 divided by 6. That means 1 out of 6 parts. So there were 6 parts of rectangle. 1 is shaded. This one is out of 6 parts. 1 divided by 6. So there are 6 fractions in there. Each one is written as 1 divided by 6. Okay, if these two parts are shaded, then how we describe this fraction, this part of big triangle? We say the fraction of the rectangle shaded is equal to 2 out of 6. 2 divided by 6. 2 out of 6. We also call this 2 out of 6 1 third. 1 third. Okay. Now if for example we are given a fraction 1 divided by 10. Somebody gives us this fraction. It is written as 1 divided by 10. You know what that means? So we will explain this fraction 1 divided by 10 as that it is one piece out of 10 pieces of something. It is something which is broken into 10 pieces and we are given 1. So 1 out of 10 pieces. So this fraction describes that something is divided into 10 pieces and we are given 1. 1 out of 10 or 1/10. So I hope this makes some sense. We have got some idea of fractions. We'll keep practicing. Good luck and thank you for watching.